It was written by my son to Paige to be read sometime today. He gave it to his mom. Well, it wasn't under lock and key, so therefore it became a public document. She was simply checking for grammatical errors and making sure everything was right. But I think right here in this one letter states as eloquently as it can be stated of y'all's relationship. Paige, our story started over 3 years ago. It started at a little apartment in Gainesville with just a simple exchange of numbers and a hug. It started the days that followed as we texted and called each other every day as friends. It started the first time that you met my son as you sat on the couch quietly. I was so nervous inside, not knowing how you would handle it. It started with more texts, more calls, and longer hugs. It started with a little piece of jewelry and a meaning behind the open heart that you wore around your neck. It started on April 9th as we danced and I asked you officially to be my girlfriend. It started with the first I love yous that were ever spoke. It started on a swing in the mountains as we talked about the possibility of getting engaged and married. It started minutes later when I surprised you and asked you to marry me, which has led us to this day. Paige, when it all started, I never could have imagined that on this day that we would be married. I couldn't see that those first texts, calls, and hugs that you were really wanting to get to truly know me, the good and the bad, and not just go about things like most relationships. I couldn't see that as you quietly sat on the couch watching Tucker play, that you were truly nervous and took it far more seriously than I had ever imagined. I couldn't see that by asking you to wear a little piece of jewelry and to keep your heart open, that in reality, I was the one opening my heart to you. I couldn't see that by me saying I love you for the first time, that I actually knew the true feeling of loving a woman unconditionally and her loving me the same. I couldn't see that as I got down on my knee and asked you to marry me, that all the feelings of being scared to take this step were now gone. Paige, this is what I could see. I saw God take a man who was angry, whose heart had been beaten and scarred. A man that didn't believe that there was a tomorrow, and much less a future for himself and his son with a woman. A man so angry at God that he turned his back on him. A man that gave up on women, love. But what did God do? He sent an angel. He sent an angel to wipe off the scars of my heart. He sent an angel to walk beside this man with respect and love like God intended it to be. He sent an angel to rock that little boy to sleep when his dad was too tired. He sent an angel to show that little boy what kind of love and family we could be. I see now that despite me turning my back on God, that he never turned his back on me and had a plan for our life. Some people believe in miracles, and yeah, I'm one of them. I believe from the bottom of my heart that you are a miracle. God had his hand on you the whole time and comforted you when no other woman would have been able to deal with what you had to endure. And today, God still has his hand on us. Like in the beginning of our love story, it all started. It is now starting again, another chapter. It all started on March 9th, and this story will never end. And he signed it, I love you, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an extreme joy that I can present to you Mr. and Mrs. Caleb Douglas.